How to insert pictures and backgrounds. I'll start with some real basic things. To make a background, select the second icon from that list there in the left-hand side of the working document window and select backgrounds and themes. Choose your background. There's so many options that you could choose from that work really nicely. If you do not like the background options, then you can make your own by going to Insert, choosing Picture, and then uploading a picture of your choice from your computer. You can size it to the same size as your background, and then right-click the image to select Send to Background if necessary. Reminder, a right-click option on a Macintosh is, or an Apple computer, is to hold the Control key on your keyboard and then click. Alright, if you want to insert text into your screen, you're going to click on the capital A icon and create a text box. At that time you can choose the font color, and the font size, and then write your desired text. So I'm going to try it here. Now I have to escape to click on the capital A. See it there at the top of the screen, capital A, and then it opens up these other options in terms of font size, font family, how the paragraph is justified, if there's bullets or numbering, what color it is, and whether it's opaque or not. Okay. All right. So now that I have selected my capital A text tool, I can click down here, any place I want on my canvas, and begin typing. Of course, once I have the text on the page, I can certainly highlight it and change any of the aspects of it that I would like. Pretty easy. I can move it around and place it any place on my page I would like after I've typed it in, as I can do with any of the elements on the page. All right, that's inserting text. You can also add pre-made activities, or you can invent some of your own. To add pre-made activities, click on the same icon as you would when you're inserting pictures or a background, and then type in the subject in which you wish to teach. Chances are you could find some examples of some interactive and multimedia activities, and then click on the one you'd like to use. Let's try that real quick. Remember, it's the second tab here, the one we looked at for backgrounds and themes, which is from this drop-down field. Now, what I'm describing here is that you'd want to type in maybe art into your search bar as you're looking for content. Here are your search results. There are 244 items that are related to art in some way or another. And so we could look at the interactive and multimedia items and then see what we have. So once we found one that we like, say it's this blood in circulation, we can drag and drop it into our slide. You can see what it does is it replaces all the content on that particular slide. So in that case, with something this large, it might be best to begin a new page in your Smart Notebook presentation. And it'll work you through this particular interactive multimedia item based on what it is and what kinds of activities it entails. This tells you the objective, to learn the basic structure of the heart, and to click and drag each piece of the heart into the patient's chest. So you'd have kids do this on the smartboard. They would drag and drop these pieces into the patient's chest. And so they would touch the screen and drag these pieces over into the proper spot based on what they had studied. I don't know anything about the heart, so I'm sure I'm putting these in the wrong place, but you can get a sense of how these things work. And so on and so forth. Once you've placed these into the proper location, assuming they're in the right location, then you can try to resuscitate the patient. All right. We helped him. Yay. All right, you can reset it and let another child try that same activity. Now, obviously, that doesn't seem to do much with art, even though we did do an art search. There's a lot of words in here that would have some, perhaps, some import with whatever kinds of topics you're exploring. Looks like some music stuff's coming here as well, with some orchestra and pitch. One of the things you'll notice is that if you can't find what you are looking for in the pre-built multimedia interactive activities, you can search online at the Smart Exchange, and that's a really helpful resource to you. You double-click it, and this particular link will bring you to the Smart Exchange, which is where teachers just like you have created and shared content that's able to be used in Smart Notebook and some of the other Smart products as well. Once that loads up there, you'll be able to see some of the options that are available for download. There's some neat little templates that you can use that would be of some help. You can also make your own activities by clicking on the puzzle piece here on the left, and then using the activity builder to guide yourself through a particular activity. That would be one of the more advanced ways of using the software.
All right. So now I want to show you how to set up the smart board in your classroom in what might be a typical kind of classroom situation where you have a portable projector or maybe a projector on a cart and then a smart board mounted on your wall. Here in the School of Art and Design we have a 77-inch portable smart board, but it will function very much like the one you might have mounted on your wall in your classrooms. All right, so what you need to have is you need to have a computer. I have a laptop here. You need to have it connected to your projector. So what I've done is I've used a simple VGA cord and the provided adapter. I'm using a Macintosh Apple computer today. All right, so I plug the projector cable into the adapter, plug the adapter into my computer, and then I plug the projector, the other end of the projector, into the projector. All right, this smart board happens to have some wireless capability, so I can connect over a USB. And the USB dongle has been placed into the USB port. And green light tells me it's good to go. I also need to make sure I've plugged my projector in, which I've done. I also need to make sure I've plugged my smart board in if it's not hardwired into the school's electrical system. I'm able to tell that it's on because I'll have a light blinking, either a green blinking light or a red blinking light. I currently have a green light because I have synced them connected over the wireless. Solid green means it's connected. It might be that you have to use one of these 12 to 15 foot USB cables and plug that into your projection computer. Not exactly desirable because the cable will be in the way of where you, I assume, want your children to be able to approach the board and walk around it and interact with the content through the smart board. So The wireless connectivity is really nice for that. All right, let me show you how to start up your projector and calibrate your smartboard with your computer image. So now that I have my 3 pieces in place here, I want to power my projector on and wait for it to begin illuminating the computer's image onto the smartboard. I can see, as the lamp is now completely lit up, that I need to make some adjustments. So I can do that on my projector in one of 2 ways. I can take whatever dials are provided to me and I can zoom it down and focus it in with these zoom and focus rings. I can also take my projector physically and I can move it back. I could put something underneath it to tilt it down a little bit more. I could adjust the legs in the front to where they are up just a little bit higher. My goal is to try to get the screen. I could also, in this case, since it's a portable projector, I can also push it around. I can move it left, and I can move it right. I can push it forward or backward. Well, I'm at a wall, so I can't go any further backward. But at this point in time, I want to try to get my projector image as centered and as full in that particular space that I can. So that's getting pretty close. I'm going to scoot it back just a little bit. And I'm going to call that pretty good. All right, I'm pretty happy with my focus. Now what I'm going to do, because it's a portable smartboard, I'm going to go ahead and lock in the wheels. It's on casters and they spin. So I need to make sure I've got those guys locked in. There's a little extra security feature on the front of this particular model where you swivel the legs down to keep it from tilting over on you. All right, so that's locked into place. My projector is also in the place that I want it. Now I'm ready to calibrate. I'm ready to align the smartboard with my computer projection. The way you do that with SmartTech's software is you use something called Smart Settings. It'll be provided for you when you download the software from smarttech.com.
This particular software is called Smart Settings. You can see it here in the Applications area in the Smart Technologies folder. I'm going to double click on that particular icon. Okay, so you can see now that my smartboard is installed and connected as indicated by the green check below. If I needed to troubleshoot at all and was having problems connecting, I can use this connection wizard icon here. As I've told you, what we want to work on next is the Orient Align the Smart product. So I click the button and you can see a new screen appears which has very simple instructions. Press center of target and release.
All right, so we will follow the instructions. We will press the center of the target. We get a little beep after every touch. All right, after having touched all of those particular buttons, all those targets, we can now use our smartboard as a giant trackpad. So I can, as you see, move a window around at any part of the screen that I'd like. I can access my menu up along the top here. At this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and quit Smart Settings because I don't need to use those anymore. If I want to take a window and then make it the full size of my display, I can press the green button, and I'm in a Mac again here, so the green button maximizes it to the space of the projectable window. And so now I have it, and it's ready to go.